Nice night, no?
You come here bearing Brother Zeus's aegis. I wonder how much more insulting you could be.
What? I haven't even started to insult you here yet, Father. Flustered by the old shield of chaos, then?
Doubtless Zeus does not even remember wielding it. I never should have relied on him for anything after that. Then come. Let's see if you're any better with it than your great uncle. Waste your strength. That does it. Let's see you run from this. No matter how many times you beat me, we're family. There's no escaping that. Shall not.
Done with time to spare. Sure, why not? Got you. I caught a bass. Sure. Here, fishies. There. This is a sturgeon.
Zagreus?
It's only me.
Of everything down in that gloomy house, I miss old Cerberus the most, I think. But I miss other things as well. The lack of light was gentler on my skin, not being as cold. And Nyx and her young sons. It was all very odd, but...
Mother, in Father's bedchambers. Mind you, there's almost nothing there, just neatly sorted rows of all his samey capes. But on his nightstand is a portrait of you, wearing a regal crown of red laurels. A queen. His queen.
I was fitted for those garments when I first arrived. They were not my customary style. So Hades has a portrait of me still. Why would he put it back on display now?
No, he's never let anybody in his bedchambers. I broke in, don't you see? He didn't put your portrait back on display. It's always been there, ever since you left. So, Mother, why do you suppose he would do that?
Because he loves me still. Is that what you want me to say?
Have you ever loved him yourself?
All I really wanted was to leave Olympus. I didn't exactly abscond. I doubt I had much of a choice, but I went willingly. Perhaps Zeus knew how I felt and thought he was doing me a favor. As for Hades, I grew to love him, yes. He always gave me my space.
Won't you please talk to him? Or visit Cerberus again, or Nyx? As for Olympus, surely all of you can figure something out.
I just don't know, my son. Olympus is behind me. In the underworld. I cannot imagine I would be very welcome there after all this time.
But you are the queen. Yeah, you are the queen. What do these shades have to say for themselves?
I just got back shortly before you did.
You've always been there for me, boy. Enjoying staring at that bowl I got you, boy? No fun if it doesn't fight back, huh?
The hell-forged, multi-headed monster feels no urgency to waste his precious time on simple playthings, much preferring to conserve his vast energy reserves, in case any trespassers need to be eaten suddenly.
Well, it's there if you change your mind. Father, have you ever considered that Orpheus might be much better as a court musician if you permitted him to see his muse again?
I have considered many possibilities, boy. And I trust Orpheus considered many possibilities before he signed away his rights to see his so-called muse when once he invaded my realm.
So you're forcing him to stay here for eternity just because he signed a contract with you?
Contracts with me are binding, until such time as they dig themselves out of the archives and tear themselves up. And I don't see that happening anytime soon.
Who knows? They might surprise you.
So, you can tell me in due time if you decide to, lad. But I do have a question, same as you did, going into this. Why did she leave? Why did she leave you in particular?
It's that she didn't even know I was alive. Sounds as though Nyx revived me sometime after I was born, but by that point, Mother had already left, and they let her be, for reasons I'm trying to find out.
Ah, that's quite a bit to take in there. And it explains more than a bit, I think. Look, I'm not one to speculate too much. I trust you'll find the answers that you seek as you proceed.
Thanks, sir. Do you remember anything else about my mother, Fan? Just anything? You weren't close, I guess.
We weren't. She kept to herself, as I recall, and I would do the same. Unlike my present company, I do not ask too many questions. It was quite clear to me she wasn't from this place.
Father isn't from this place either. How was she any different?
Sometimes I have to be reminded that Lord Hades wasn't born here, like the rest of us. But Persephone, she had a radiance about her, I suppose. Reminded me of the outside. But I don't mean that in a negative respect.
Radiance, huh? Doesn't sound like Father at all.
You're going back there?
Never thought I'd come back here again.
Within the recesses of the administrative chamber lies the eldest sigil of the Master's House, a symbol of the fate-given authority to rule beneath the earth, and means by which to travel the entirety of all that dark domain.
Could never get that blasted thing to work for me. Sleep is for the living, am I right? Check the rap sheet. That's enough numbers. Not thirsty. You shades hang in there.
Back, huh?
Shall we get back to work?
What am I, composed entirely of gemstones? Work approved. Think I've outgrown my other bed. Not that there's been a lot of time for sleep of late.
You do not need another blasted bed.
Orpheus, I know Father appreciates your songs to the extent he's capable of appreciating anything. Though, has Nyx ever responded to them? She's always right nearby, yet you two don't seem to talk.
Almighty Nyx appears to tolerate my presence, Zagreus, for she could cast me into everlasting darkness if my song failed to be pleasing to her. She is a most discerning listener.
That she is. Father loved her, didn't he? Mother, I mean. Faith like that. He's just stubborn enough to hold on to the idea of her, isn't he? Though what she saw in him, I'm not sure.
Your father was different with Persephone, to some extent. He has always been as you know him, yet her lightness, it affected even him, I think. And he knows that he was better with her than without.
Sounds like a lot of pressure on Mother to fix all his failings. But it sounds as though she cared for him as well. And you and Cerberus. She said she misses you.
She did she?
Why are you here?
What are these shades up to now?
Denied.
Zagreus. Good. I wanted to tell you something. Your victories against me, they don't count for anything.
Sounds like you've been giving this a lot of thought there, Meg. How do you figure?
Nyx's mirror. You couldn't possibly beat me without its help. Or hers.
I'm not competing with you, Meg. I'm trying to get past you. To the surface.
Call it what you want. You're doing what you have to do. I understand. But you are not stronger than me. You just have more help.
Nothing wrong with having help. Cerberus, featured house servant. This is my latest haul. We're settled up.
Not a chance.
Hey, I know you.
Everything is spick and span, like always, Your Highness.
How about we put this there?
With its just right softness and death-themed embroidery, the new bedding of Prince Zagreus is the envy of all those who wish to rest in peace.
Already bought it. No need to sell me on it, old man. Can't sleep. How many times has it been now?